1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayake. The headlines. The fast launched by the farmers has ended. A systematic program is underway to conserve inherited forest and plants owned by the Conservation Department. The President of the Health Professional Intellectual Committee has pointed out that providing a quality health service to the public is needed. The State Minister Semasinga says recent economic crisis was a catalyst for long-ignored reforms. SC deems Ayurveda Amendment Bill inconsistent with the Constitution. Court order issued against planned IUSF protests in Colombo today. Foreign news, Pakistan election delayed in latest political crisis. The fast launched by the farmers has ended with the issuing of water to the farmland from the Samanala River Reservoir. More than 120 farmers were engaged in the fast for 17 days. The President has given advice to the relevant officials to issue water to the farmlands. The Parliament met this morning. Minister Pavitra Wanyaraji said that a systematic program is underway to conserve inherited forest and plants owned by the Conservation Department. Parliamentarian Rajika Wickramasinghe said that the necessary financial assistance has been granted to conserve the forest reserves that have been declared as reserves under the Forest Conservation Act. This program will be implemented on the Office of the Forest Conservation Department, District Office and on zonal officers level. Meanwhile, a speedy program should be implemented to provide a permanent solution for the human-elephant clashes, the minister stated. President of the Health Professional Intellectual Committee, Ravi Kumudesh, has pointed out that providing a quality health service to the public is needed. The support of all relevant health sectors is required for this task. Participating in the Dasadesin Hatha program of the SLBC, he said that in well-developed countries, health service has the opportunities such as obtaining a scientific monitoring report for the patients and the public. A systematic program is needed to educate the people and the patients on information through a committee report. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
As per the determination of the Supreme Court, the Ayurveda Amendment Bill has been deemed inconsistent with the Constitution of Sri Lanka. Informing the Parliament of the Supreme Court's determination in this regard during today's parliamentary session, Deputy Speaker Ajit Rajapaksa stated that certain clauses of the legislation are inconsistent with the Constitution. Thus, he stated that the bill should be passed with a special majority and a referendum. Finance State Minister Shehan Semasinga says the recent economic crisis has been a catalyst for long-ignored reforms that would finally put an end to these economic vulnerabilities. And I quote, "We believe that this provides Sri Lanka with the opportunity to finally fulfill the tremendous potential that has been suppressed for too long. This creates great opportunity from the investment perspective across multiple asset classes," unquote. The lawmaker's remark came during the Invest Sri Lanka Investor Forum, India in Chennai and Mumbai yesterday. He emphasized that this is an ideal time for investors to position themselves to benefit from investing in Sri Lanka as the island nation is preparing to embark on a rapid economic recovery followed by sustainable and equitable growth. The Colombo Fort Magistrate has issued an order preventing a protest march organized by the Inter-University Students' Federation, or IUSF, to be kicked off in Colombo today. As per the court order issued against 9 IUSF members, including its convener, Vitanage Madhushan Chandradit, prohibits them from entering the Presidential Secretariat, President's House, the Prime Minister's Office, Golf Face Green, and several other nearby locations. The magistrate, barring the protesters from inconveniencing the public officers on duty as well as the members of the public, ordered them to engage in a peaceful demonstration. The court order, which was handed over in writing to the Colombo police officers, would thus be conveyed to the protesters. And that ends local news for now.
Elevate your life with People's Bank Excelsior. A comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira says that the water from the Samanalawa reservoir is now being received to the paddy lands, but water supply has not yet been received to some areas. Participating in the Das Desin Hada program of the SLBC, he stated that this issue could be solved with the mediation by the President. Farmer organizations and non-political groups have also provided their assistance to solve this problem. He also pointed out that it is essential that all institutes coordinate when taking decisions in such national issues in the future. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Live is brought to you by
CIB Janajaya Vasana. Unbelievable discounts and offers throughout August from CIB Janajaya Vasana. Come today itself.
And Watch Live this afternoon, the residents of Karapitiya complained that the pedestrian crossing line at the Karapitiya junction has been deleted from a long period of time. The people who arrive at the Karapitiya hospital are facing hardships to cross the road due to this reason. They request the relevant authorities to repaint this crossing line in white. And this is for the attention of the Road Development Authority. And that came to you in Watchlight.
CIB Janajaya Vasana. Unbelievable discounts and offers throughout August from CIB Janajaya Vasana. Come today itself.
On to world news. In the headlines, Pakistan election delayed in latest political crisis. Candidate in Ecuador's presidential election, Fernando Villavicencio, shot dead. And Russia says 13 Ukrainian drones downed on way to Sevastopol, Moscow. Pakistan's parliament has been formally dissolved, but polls meant to be held within 90 days will likely to be delayed. The Electoral Commission says electoral boundaries must be redrawn to reflect fresh census data, a months-long process. Last week, former Prime Minister Imran Khan was arrested and jailed and then barred from politics for 5 years. He had openly challenged the powerful military establishment and claimed it was petrified of elections. With President Arif Alvi's order yesterday to dissolve the National Assembly, a caretaker government will take charge. Outgoing Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and his government have been given 3 days to name an interim leader. A candidate in Ecuador's forthcoming presidential election has been shot dead at a campaign rally. Fernando Villavicencio, a member of the country's National Assembly, was attacked as he left the event in the northern city of Quito yesterday. A member of his campaign team told local media Mr. Villavicencio was getting into a car when a man stepped forward and shot him in the head. Current President Guillermo Lasso vowed the crime will not go unpunished. Witnesses said Mr. Villavicencio, 59, was shot 3 times. Russian forces took down more than a dozen Ukrainian drones flying towards the capital Moscow and the city of Sevastopol in annexed Crimean Peninsula, according to the country's defense ministry. The attack on Moscow today is the latest in a series of Ukrainian drone raids deep inside Russian territory. The defense ministry said in a statement that 2 drones flying in the direction of the city of Moscow were destroyed, while 11 others were brought down near the city of Sevastopol. Back to the headlines of the world news. Pakistan election delayed in latest political crisis. Candidate in Ecuador's presidential election, Fernando Villavicencio, shot dead. And Russia says 13 Ukrainian drones downed on way to attack Sevastopol, Moscow. And that ends world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Job opportunities from Deshakti Lanka in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman, including company housemaid, salary 156,000 rupees, 23 to 57 years. Contact 037 7500 500.
A program to distribute compost baskets to the people of Bope Podgala Divisional Secretariat Division was launched recently. Nearly 1 million rupees will be spent for this program. The funds have been granted by the Ministries of Plantation and Industries. And that was Development News.
Job opportunities for women from Deshakti Lanka in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Oman. Company housemaids, caretakers and home cooks in Saudi Arabia for ages 23 to 57 years. Salary starting from 156,000 rupees. Interviews are now on with foreign agents. You can now travel overseas free of charge. Branches, Colombo, Kurunagala, Anuradhapura and Matara. Contact number 037 7500 500. Deshakti Lanka Foreign Development Agency.
On to sports news. Sri Lanka's Iomal Akalanka has won the silver medal in the final of the men's 400-meter hurdles at the 7th Commonwealth Games in Trinidad and Tobago. Meanwhile, Nilupul Pehasara has won the bronze medal in the men's high jump event with a performance of 2 meters. The Commonwealth Youth Games Athletic Championship is currently underway in Trinidad and Tobago. Akalanka of Ambagamuwa Madhya Mahavidyalaya has qualified for the final after coming first in the first heat yesterday. And that was sports news.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Ceylon Chamber of Commerce recently hosted a networking event with a business delegation from the Federation of Jharkhand Chamber of Commerce and Industries, FJCCI, offering a platform for Sri Lankan business to showcase their companies and explore potential collaboration opportunities with their Indian counterparts. During the meeting, participants engaged in discussions on various sectors, including manufacturing, construction, transport, IT, healthcare, and tourism. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. The Department of Agriculture has implemented a program named Better Agriculture and Trade of Agricultural Products for the farmers who engaged in agricultural products on commercial level. The main objective of this program is to obtain more harvest through quality products. And that was economic news. And now on to the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the eastern and Ua provinces and in the Mullaitivu and Vavuniya districts during the evening or night. A few showers will occur in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Galle, Matra, Kandy and Nuwara districts. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. And that was the weather report. Prior to concluding this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The fast launched by the farmers has ended. A systematic program is underway to conserve inherited forests and plants owned by the Conservation Department. The President of the Health Professional Intellectual Committee has pointed out that providing a quality health service to the public is needed. State Minister Semasinghe says recent economic crisis was a catalyst for long-ignored reforms. SC deems Ayurveda Amendment Bill inconsistent with the Constitution. A court order issued against planned IUSF protests in Colombo today. Foreign news. Pakistan election delayed in latest political crisis. And with that we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.